ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Just Plain Living. I'm John Gray, and this is the 2014 version.
Good morning, Peggy Burton.
And I was just thinking what he said there. I'm Jim Fuller.
Trying to wrap your head around it, right?
Well, yeah, I've seen the, let me think, probably the 1975 version of John Gray. It's probably changed. It's changed quite a bit since then.
Been a while.
A little bit, about 100 pounds. Good food, good time. I've been to Bell Buckle Cafe too much.
Yeah, it's really depressing when you try to zip your pants and they won't zip.
Bigger pants.
You know?
Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of folks at this time of the year might have that issue.
Might have that issue.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's always.
Absolutely.
That people ask about resolutions. What about it? You have one?
Resolutions, yes.
Is it a good one?
Well, I hope so.
Do we want to hear it? We do.
I hope to finish some things.
That's good.
And I saw a thing the other day, poster or whatever, and of course this guy's probably selling something, but it said write a book this year. I'd like to do that.
Well, then you could start some things.
Good luck with that. I hope you have time.
Starting some things is good also, yeah.
There won't be any time to do it. That's the problem. There's not,
Yeah.
You have to get up at 4. You have to, if you're going to write,
anything.
you have to set a certain time, and you never let anything else get in the way.
That's true.
You do it at that time, and that's it.
That's true. And I'm working on getting a book that I already have written, illustrated, and
Awesome.
I started working on that with somebody yesterday, and hopefully that'll pan out.
Good.
So,
Well, I wish you luck.
yeah. Well, shoot. Got to do something. Not nailing nails anymore.
Not nailing nails anymore. I think writing's a good career. You can write melodies. You're already writing poetry. You're writing songs. So why not write a book?
Yeah.
Are you into adult books?
I wish I'd have been the one. And I kind of did it before, but I didn't think anything about it. But Jimmy Fallon's thank you notes.
Oh my goodness!
You know, where you thank people for stupid things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know what. Thank you, Count Chocula, for having more chocolate than Cocoa Puffs. You know, I mean, and he put it in a book, and it's the #1 best-selling book.
Who knows what's going to be, what's going to work?
Yeah,
you never know.
Don't have a clue.
Right.
Don't have a clue.
When you're writing, like if you write a book, is it reality or is it more fictional?
Oh, all my stuff's fictional.
Okay.
Well, no, not all.
You think your whole life is a bit fictional?
Yeah, sure.
Mine
is. My life's fictional.
John, I always thought was a phenomenal writer. I mean, because I was extremely impressed with him. One time I had started this song, I had written the first verse, and it took me about 2 weeks.
Yeah, and he just whipped out the words.
Well, I came into John. I said, John, I had this idea about a song, and I thought maybe you could help me finish it up. Well, see, I'd been working on it for 2 weeks, and then John says, "Oh, okay." And it was before we opened the bar at the Legion. And John went over and sat on the table. About 30 minutes later, he come back and done. You know,
that's great.
Yeah.
Whether it was any good or not is yet to be seen.
We have a songwriter on the show today, don't we?
Yeah, should have. Russ Taft is going to be here today. Valerie Smith is here today.
We have the Dog of the Month.
Dog of the Month is going to be here. And
looks like Mr. Winston
Brooks is here.
Yeah.
And then you have a book
writer coming in.
Who's coming in?
Sheila Robertson and her husband.
And I think she's written a series.
Yeah. So that should be interesting.
Books that might be picked up by Hollywood.
We'll see.
Something, you know. So, yeah, we have all kinds of exciting things going on. The National Championship football game was last night. Did you watch that, Mr. King?
I did watch part of it. Unfortunately, I went to sleep, and then I woke up in the middle of the night thinking, oh, my goodness.
I missed the whole thing.
Who won this thing? And I had to get up and get on the internet and figure it out, you know, who won. But it was
kind of a ball game.
Yeah, it was certainly one of the greatest, probably, championship games of all time.
And the last BCS game.
Yeah, right.
They won't have those anymore.
Right.
So next year it goes to a playoff system, and we'll see how that works.
Well, I think that whole thing was geared, and I don't want to offend anybody about this, but that whole playoff system was put together to eliminate the SEC from winning,
or
having a lot of teams involved in that deal. So
yeah, because this is what the 8th year in a row?
Well, they had won, SEC won 7 in a row, and the last night was the 8th, I think.
Yeah.
And so
5 of them in Alabama.
Yeah.
3 at Alabama and 2 at Auburn.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, right. So,
yeah, it's pretty dominant.
right. Although, taking absolutely, Florida State had a fantastic football team this year, and you beat everybody.
Right.
That was their first real competition that they had all year, because they beat everybody in the ACC bad. I mean, it was like
everybody everywhere.
Yeah, it was like. They hadn't even been seriously challenged.
They were challenged
last night.
Yeah.
So it's a great ball game.
Yeah, it
so
was.
College football's over with.
Yeah.
I'm sad today. I'm trying to not be sad, but because of Glendale Swan.
Yeah, Glendale Swan passed away this
And
morning.
he has enriched my life many times over with his love and laughter, and I'll miss him.
Yeah, we all will. Glendale's been involved in the cultural side of Tullahoma for many, many years, at working in the Playhouse and with South Jackson Civic Center and other things as well, and do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Talk about fairyland, he
was-
a fairy tale. This guy, if you needed him to be a jar
whatever,
of mustard, he'd be a jar of
he could
mustard.
be it. I can still see him in the Mike Long commercial. Did you see that?
Oh
this year?
yeah.
The dental thing. It was so cute.
We could dress him up as a flying pig.
Anything you
Just
call it,
whatever.
he would do it.
Glendale could do it.
Anyway.
And do it and pull it off and make it absolutely wonderful.
He could. He
Yeah,
could.
yeah. Good guy. We'll all miss him.
Anyway, we have a lot of stuff going on. South Jackson Civic Center is looking forward to 2 big events on the weekend of the 18th and 19th. And I think Community Playhouse this week is doing auditions for Annie Get Your Gun this weekend. So go on Facebook and you can find out all the stuff you need to know.
Charlie Winton doing that? Charlie Winton's is directed. No, I guess Rosie and that bunch is doing that. Charlie's
Rosie's
directing a play right
with
now.
Janet Patterson, Rosie Graham, Janet Beverly Long's doing choreography. I'm doing the orchestra, and Ann Baldwin's doing the vocals. So we're going to give it one last hurrah. See if we can pull it off. Anyway.
Okay, well, I'm sure you will. But what we're going to do right now is take a quick commercial break, and we will be back with today's Just Plain Living.
With over 30 years experience servicing the Tullahoma area, Mike's Tire, Brake, and Muffler has become a household name in Middle Tennessee. As a family-owned business, Mike and his wife Lisa, along with their sons Jamie, Justin, and Jody, have assembled a crew that delivers quality service to go with quality products. As the only authorized Michelin and Goodyear dealer in Tullahoma, they have become the tire store of choice, being named the Tire and Brake Store of the Year multiple times. They also rent Penske trucks and are an interstate battery dealer. So if you need tires, brakes, mufflers, a battery, or maybe rent a truck, go to the place you can trust. Call Mike's Tire, Brake, and Muffler at 931-455-5150. Located at 732 North Jackson in Tullahoma, Tennessee.
If you're looking for fuel, food, or fun, don't forget the Dameron Brothers stores. The Shortstop has fuel, food, and beverages. The Breeze Inn Market has party supplies, beverages, and the area's best selection of premium cigars. The Liquor Locker carries all of your favorite brands of wines and spirits. So for all your party needs, Jeff and Jay say, come on by, and thank you for the support of our businesses. Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back to Living. I'm on the set today with Kevin Whipple and Miguel. Miguel is a dog that they just found in an abandoned house.
Yeah, we found him.
And he's so grateful to have a home. Look at him. How old do you think he is?
He's about 4 years old right now.
4 years old?
Yeah, right around
there. So he
there.
has all his shots maybe, or?
Yeah, well, he's been dewormed and he's had a parvo distemper.
And he appears to be pretty healthy.
Yeah, he's a healthy
he was
dog
abandoned.
overall. Yeah, he's a healthy dog overall.
Do y'all have any idea how long he had been abandoned when you found him?
Not really. We have no way of telling. We just got a call that there was someone had left their dogs there. We went and checked it out.
And there he was.
And there he was.
We're so grateful to the animal shelter for going out and taking care of these homeless animals that are lost and probably been without food for several days, maybe water. And here we are in the freezing cold. What a great shot, Miguel. Smile. Show your, I wish we had those funny teeth like they do in that commercial. I love that. If you're interested in getting Miguel, call this number right now, 454-9580, and you'll get this wonderful dog. I think that he seems to be well behaved.
Yeah.
He wants to love you so much.
Yes, he'd be a good house dog.
It's because you're so cute, kid. You're so good with these animals. We're fortunate to have our animal shelter here in Tullahoma. Do you have a lot of dogs hanging out around there now?
Yeah, we got it right around 60 again.
About 60? Yeah. And I wondered about how well equipped are you all for this kind of weather? I mean, 0 degrees, 13 below.
We were running like crazy Friday, or I think it was Thursday and Friday, trying to get, a bunch of straw and hay, and we were getting tarps and dog houses and everything we could to just settle down.
Do y'all have to buy hay?
Yeah.
So if anybody out there wanted to donate a nice dry hay, that's something we never have talked about, because when it gets really cold, don't eat up his microphone. Anyway, when it gets really cold, animals are at risk.
Yeah, they are.
And if they're not in a shelter, so all these animals have shelters, right?
Yes, they do. All of them. They're either inside a building where it's got heating, or they're, if they are outside, they got dog houses and straw and anything we can possibly give them.
As long as they're encased in a shelter, they're going to usually be all right.
Yeah, usually. Yeah, they'll usually be pretty good.
Yeah, I even broke down and brought my cat in. I thought, well, if I'm going to be in here by myself, I might as well freeze to death with my cat.
Right.
Anyway, I've been lucky so far. No loss of electricity, and I worry about that kind of thing at the shelter.
Yeah.
I mean, do y'all have generators?
I'm not sure what they got.
It's possible,
and I'm not sure what they got in place for that.
Because we don't really worry about it until it gets below freezing, and then you start thinking about those things.
Yeah.
And so, some of the things you need to do for your animal in the cold weather. Tell me.
You just want them, keep just lots of straw, anything that you think would keep them warm,
You have to check their water a lot to see if it's not frozen?
No, our water is freezing every 30 minutes.
Oh, my
outside,
goodness.
And we had to keep refilling it.
Refilling.
It's better for smaller dogs if they're outside just to go ahead and bring them in if possible, because smaller dogs,
especially with a short coat like that.
Oh yeah, short coat. Small dogs, they're not as good with the cold temperatures.
And I've often wondered, do you suggest that people put coats on their dogs in this weather?
If they're short hair and they're or they don't have much hair, then I'd say sweaters and coats and jackets are okay.
That made me think of a cat I had. We tried to put a sweater on a cat. It didn't work out.
He didn't like that too much.
It didn't work out. Anyway, this is the cutest dog. Look at that face. Who wouldn't love that face? He knows he's beautiful. I hope somebody will call and adopt him today, because, any one of your 60. I think that you all have dogs of every breed, probably.
Every shape,
Do you have a certain breed that comes in more than others?
Black labs.
Black labs.
We have so many black labs, it's not even funny.
I wonder why that is.
I don't know. I don't know.
I know that they get scared with thunder and stuff like that, and sometimes they run off from home.
Yeah, I guess because everybody's looking for a special or distinctive kind of dog.
And a black lab is a wonderful dog.
They are good dogs. They're
Do y'all have a lot of them down there now?
Yeah, we got a lot of them. Yeah, that's probably what we got the most of.
Yeah.
So.
And do you ever have any dog fights going on?
Off and on, they get to where they're over food or something, but it's usually...
So are they pretty much encased in their own surrounding, or are there several little dogs in one area?
Yeah, we've got them where they're partnered up for cold, because they'll huddle together. It helps keep them warm. So...
I think that works for humans too. It's nice to have somebody to cuddle up with when it's really, really cold.
Oh yeah.
So I have a cat to do that with.
Right.
What fun. Anyway, have y'all got any events coming up? Well, probably in the spring, drill in the pool.
Yeah, probably
or some
when
of
it
those.
gets warmer. Yeah, we don't have anything really going right now.
But you'll always take donations. There's always a need for money at the animal shelter, and if you have food to give away, right?
Yeah, food, blankets.
Food, blankets, straw, just bring it to the shelter what time during the day?
Just during the time, it's been from 7 to 5.
7 till 5, and if you want to get a dog, please go down there today and take a look and get your choice. Kevin, thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
You do wonderful work down there. And you keep smiling, and you let the dog lick you on the face. I love that. We'll be back with more of Living.
Welcome to Merle Norman, located inside Northgate Mall in Tullahoma. Since 1931, Merle Norman Cosmetics have been researched, developed, manufactured, and packaged in the USA, using the highest quality ingredients and unmatched customer service to help women look and feel better about themselves.
Hi there, I'm Christy Almacher, owner of Merle Norman. I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about Merle Norman products. We have a large line of skincare and cosmetics for all skin types. Merle Norman's motto is try before you buy, so we'd love for you to come in, talk to us about your concerns, try the products, and we want you to feel good when you leave here, so we hope to see you soon.
Want to feel good in your skin? Visit Merle Norman in Northgate Mall, Tullahoma.
On the train test range, the search for any possible weakness continues. It's hard to stop a train. Really hard. Train, the most reliable for a reason.
Hello, my name is Joe Stroop with Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration. I'm here to talk to you about a couple incentives that are going on between now and end of the year. First is your federal tax credit up to $300. Secondly, 0% financing up to 15 months on XL products. Third, fall promotion up to $1,100. Finally, $500 incentives from your local power distributor. Please give us a call at 455-8757. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Excalibur limousine provided by AAA Limousine Service, and these are the South Jackson Gadsby girls starting the promotion for the Great Gatsby Gala that will be held at South Jackson June 7th, 2014. Get your party hat on, folks. It's gonna be a ball. What about it, girls?
Here's to ya.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're pleased to have joining us now Winston Brooks, who is the Tullahoma Community Coordinator. Winston, it's good to have you this morning. And I'm really glad you're here because I was thinking of something on my way into the studio this morning, and it would be a question I would usually ask Fire Chief Richard Chastain, but since he's not here, I thought we're experiencing this tremendously cold weather here, and it's caused by some phenomenon known as the Arctic vortex, and I just thought maybe, since it affects all Tullahoma citizens, you might be able to explain to them what is this?
You really put me on the spot. First of all, let me just say thank you for having me down here today. It's great to be here with you, Jim. And I'd forgotten that Chief also works as a meteorologist on his days off.
Right.
I think the way that Chief Chastain would explain the polar vortex is that it's a low pressure that is now moved down just above the Great Lakes, and it's pulling all that air down into the southern states, which we don't typically experience. And that's why we're seeing unseasonably cool temperatures.
That is phenomenal. that is absolutely phenomenal, because that's the right answer. That is the right answer. And I didn't exactly ask the question right, because it is polar vortex and not Arctic vortex.
Well, I think you could probably use
it's
either way.
Arctic oscillation, I think, which causes all that to happen. Anyway,
have you ever experienced cold temperatures like this before?
No, I haven't.
It's definitely something that people need to be aware of, and make sure you drip your water, protect your pets, check on it homebound. And it's not something to take lightly, because it's brutal.
That's a good point, and we hadn't intended to talk about this, but it's a lot cheaper to let your water drip than it is to try to repair the damage and stuff that caused, but if you don't.
Absolutely. But we've got a lot going on in Tullahoma, Jim. Wanted to come down and tell you a little bit about what's going on with Public Works and with Get Fit. At Public Works right now, we're in the new year. A lot of people have got Christmas trees. They're wondering what to do with it. Yes. And right now you can put your Christmas tree out on the street with your typical brush pickup day. And Public Works will pick it up, take it and recycle it, and they do that with all the brush. Or you can also drive it down to the convenience center and drop it off yourself. Your brush day basically falls in line with the week of your garbage service, and the way that works, if you have a Tuesday garbage service, then your brush pickup is the first week of the month. So Wednesday is the second week of the month, and so forth. Also, another important meeting that Public Works is hosting is this Wednesday at 4:30 at the Tullahoma Events Center, which is over there on Northwest Atlantic Street. They're wanting to invite the public to come provide their input into the downtown revitalization project, which is just getting started, going through the engineering phase, and will soon be getting into the construction phase. If you haven't heard about that, it's an exciting project that they got through TDOT to get some money to update the downtown sidewalks, lighting, planters, that kind of thing. So they've got some nice drawings that they'll be able to display and answer any questions and take any kind of feedback or input.
And that's a project that's kind of been in the works for a while.
For a long time, yeah. They got that, I believe, back in 2011 or early 2012. So, but these kind of projects take a long time when you deal with TDOT and all the different reports that you have to file with the environmental.
So right now we're in the kind of the design phase.
The design phase, kind of coming out of the engineering phase and getting ready to move into the construction phase. And so we've got to do this public meeting. You have any idea what the plan is or the timeline is for it? Well, they're going to try to get started, I believe, later on this year in 2014. And they're going to be replacing all the light posts, redoing the sidewalks, adding benches and decorative planters, and maybe I think they're also going to be putting in brick-style crosswalks down in the downtown area. So it's going to look a lot different when they're done. And
was that like a $200,000-$300,000 project? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, I believe it was $250,000 to $350,000.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
big project.
That is a big thing for the city.
Yeah. So it's going to look great when they're done.
Yeah.
The other thing too that's going to come from that is it's going to be a more walkable downtown, which is great because, you know, as the mayor wants to get everybody Get Fit, and so there's a lot of going on with the mayor's Get Fit initiatives right now that you can get involved with. First of all, we've got a meeting coming up this Thursday night at D.W. Wilson Community Center. It'll be at 5 p.m. and we're going to discuss the upcoming projects and also some of the accomplishments we've made last year. But coming up in March, we're going to have another health and fitness expo at Northgate Mall. So we're looking for people to get involved and volunteer and be part of that. We're also going to be working with CASA as they do a 5K in April. So that's going to be a great charity to support and another chance to come out and run and get fit. And Jim, we've got several great classes that are coming up this spring as well. I mean, this winter. Starting in January is a great time to make new resolutions.
Yes,
and
it is.
Get fit. And the first one we've got coming up is going to start January 23rd, and it's called Take Charge of Your Diabetes. And it'll be led by Teresa Myers from Partners for Healing and Katie McMinn of the Health Department. It's a free class. All the books are provided free, and it'll be starting January 23rd at CD Stamps. I believe it starts at 5 p.m. And just by the way, we'll be running these ads here, so look for these ads in the paper and get more detail. You can call me and I'll hook you up. But then we'll also have some other classes. We've got a new doctor in town named Dr. Devin Arman from the Family Chiropractic Center, and he's going to be leading a series of health classes called Arm and Arm, and that'll be starting shortly, so be looking for that. And then our Julie Cottrell, which a lot of people are familiar with, she's a registered dietitian and certified diabetes educator. She's going to be starting a monthly lecture series on nutrition and health. So lots of opportunity to learn, get involved, get fit, and make not only yourself a better person, but make the community a better person as well.
Absolutely, and you know, it's really phenomenal. And speaking right now about the diabetes clinic, but it's really phenomenal how you can really improve your diabetes by diet and exercise, and knowing how to do the right thing relative to that. And I think Julie Cottrell at one time was part of that program as well, because diet plays such a huge part of that. So
that's exactly right, and that's why we were having these classes, is to try to educate folks, get them the information they need so that they can have a better quality of life and not have to keep relying on drugs and things that maybe are not as satisfactory as they should be.
You know, I assumed, I saw the mayor the other day, and you know, this is one of his big programs, Get Fit Tullahoma, and I think he told me he'd lost, I don't know, 30 or 40 pounds or something like that. He's lost a lot of weight in the last year, and of course he's a tall guy, so he can carry a lot of weight. So I assume that you and Chief Chastain probably designed his diet and his program for him to get him into this into this mode. Is that correct?
That's right. Chief Chastain played a very critical role in that. He has been following Chief Chastain's plan, so he may be winning the Biggest Loser competition here pretty soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Watch out for that polar vortex.
Polar vortex. That's
what a game, by the way, BCS. That was some game. It's too bad you went to sleep.
I went to sleep somewhere late in the third quarter, and as I mentioned in the opening here, woke up about 2 o'clock in a panic about who won this game. Anyway, I was kind of pulling for Auburn, but anyway, it was a great game. Anyway.
Yes, it was.
All right,
great,
Winston, it's always a pleasure to have you with
sir.
us. Thank you so much. We'll be right back with more living right after these messages.
Are you a shoeanista with no place local to find your style? Well, now you don't have to travel any further than Bren's Shoe Boutique, located at the Village on Jackson, 1940 North Jackson Street, Suite 120 in Tullahoma. From funky to formal, you can find the fit and style that will make you smile at Bren's. A shoeanista herself, owner Brenda Kemp offers brands like Rocket Dog, Jessica Simpson, Mia, Nine West, J. Renee, Bandolino, and more. Want that accessory splash that none of your friends have? Bren's offers a selection of one-of-a-kind handbags and jewelry with just the right bling. So if your shoe selection doesn't stack up, find what you've been looking for at a price you can afford at Bren's Shoe Boutique, now open in Tullahoma.
Looking for a unique gift for someone special, or perhaps something just for yourself? Then you need to check out Grady Mac Denim Company, right here in the heart of Tullahoma. Grady Mac features the full line of men's and women's Lucky brand apparel. Stop in and check out our denim production line. Grady Mac offers a full line of outdoor sporting apparel and much more. And check out our custom fly fishing equipment, fine art, and signed sports memorabilia. There's something for everyone at Grady Mac Denim Company, the most unique store in Tullahoma.
We get closer to a world with more birthdays. When we take cancer patients by the hand, we help them find answers and guidance and hope, and give them more candles to light. We're the American Cancer Society. Help create a world with more birthdays at morebirthdays.com.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I'm excited today to have an old friend on and a new friend. And the old friend is Miss Valerie Smith from Bell Buckle, Tennessee.
Hello.
And the new friend is Mr. Russ Taff.
How you doing, John?
From Bell Buckle, Tennessee. And Valerie is a great bluegrass Americana artist who's working on an album right now.
I am working on an album right now. It's I'm actually stretching. This album is going to be more alternative folk, and I'm having so much fun with it because it still has that bluegrass edge, but it's a little bit. It has some drums on it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Drums.
But I'm having a lot of fun with it, and it'll just be a 6 or 7 pack. That'll be released on iTunes, Amazon, and my webpage. And of course, I feel like I'm amongst royalty here, and that we need to get to that.
Well, thank you.
I am. You are sire.
I should have won.
I should have called you sire right off. I'm really sorry, sire.
Well, I should have done. She's speaking of Russ right here, who's a Grammy Award-winning, Dove Award-winning singer and writer and performer. And we are so proud and happy to have you with us today.
Oh, thank you, John. It's good to be here.
In the community. And I have a button that I should have worn that my lovely wife, Fran, gave me that says "Almost Famous." And I didn't think about wearing it today, but it'd be a good one. Russ, tell us a little bit about what's going on in your life right now.
Well, I about 13, 14 years ago, I hooked up with Bill Gaither. And we've been doing videos for almost 20 years, the homecoming videos.
Right,
and
right.
So I still travel. Probably a third of my years is out with Bill Gaither and Gloria Gaither and the homecoming people. We got a cruise coming up in February to the Bahamas. So I'm looking forward to that with 2 degrees outside right now.
Can we go today?
I want to go now.
But I'm getting ready myself to go in the studio. It's been about 2.5 years since I've done a record. I used to make them fast, but the older I get, it's just taking me a little more time to do records. I still call them records, but moved to Bell Buckle in May of this year, and so my wife has been going there, I guess, 25 years, and now that the kids are grown and starting to move out to college in different places, we moved to Bell Buckle and having so much fun.
Yeah.
So much
now,
fun.
your wife is also, I know she's a writer. Is she a performer as well?
Well, she hosts the Homecoming Radio show with Bill Gaither and Kevin Williams. So they do, they're on about 2,500 stations around the world, satellite and, on-ground studios. So she stays busy with that, and we write songs together, and she writes for 2 different magazines. So she just is writing all the time.
She's a busy girl then.
Yes, she is.
Busy girl. I would bet that, because I watched several of the Gaither videos, and that looks like that would just be an incredibly inspiring thing to be involved in, to have that kind of talent all in one place and pulling and sourcing off of each other.
Yeah.
And singing and harmonizing, and it just seems like it would be an absolutely wonderful thing to do. That's got to be a great experience.
It's nice when they have their television shows. I like that.
Mm-hmm. The first one I did. See, I grew up in a little bitty town in California called Farmersville, and so Mama had a record collection. And she and Daddy both worked, but every month she'd buy 2 LPs. And she had the Happy Goodmans, the Statesman's Quartets, and the Rambos, and all these different ones. So Bill Gaither asked me to come in '91 on the second video he did, and asked me to do a song. And I walked in, and there's Vestal Goodman, Jake, and Howard, and I've never been that nervous in my life.
Oh, I can imagine.
These were my heroes growing up, you know, and the first music I was ever introduced to. But just sitting in that room and listening to, my brother-in-law played with the New York Philharmonic, and he used to talk about just sitting in there and with all this great music around you. And I sat there, and Bill kept telling me to sing, but I was just overwhelmed by these voices.
His brain were like,
You had to be. So your music has taken you from Farmersville,
California,
all around the world.
Yeah. It has.
How incredible a journey has that been for you?
It's been, I never thought, you grew up in a small town, and I'm sure you did
right
too.
Here.
And you're a writer, you're a performer yourself, and all of a sudden, you have no idea that things like this would happen, and it does. And I mean, we've shot videos in Ireland, Australia, Israel, and then about 1 month a year I'll go over to Europe. This year I went to Iceland, Norway, Sweden, then went on to India to a Billy Graham Evangelistic Association's crusade there. But it's been a fun journey. I like getting older, though. Things aren't that important anymore. You know, when you're younger, and I'm sure it was you too, everybody tell you, you ought to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this, you know, with your records, and you're trying to please everybody, and you forget, well, it's your gift that brought you to the party in the first place, you know. And so getting older, you know, I'm settled, and I enjoy what I do. And Gaither's one of the funnest guys in the world to hang out with.
Yeah, I can imagine.
He's got a joke for everything, just like you. I mean, he's got a joke for everything.
Well, you know, the thing about it is I've always thought that extemporaneous operation is the best way to be, because the trip that you plan and plan and plan and plan is never as good as the plan you put together.
Yeah.
But when you just go do something, it's always more fun. And allow yourself to realize that the process is the beautiful part.
That's it right there.
And instead of looking to the goal at the end to please somebody else, you enjoy the process yourself. And the older we get, the more latitude we give to ourselves to enjoy the process.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Those moments you just don't get back.
No.
I mean, those moments are just rare,
for me,
you know.
For me, this
fun
and this right here is part of that process for me.
Yeah.
That I get to sit here and talk with people like you, and that have traveled all over the world, and through conversation with you, I get to share some of that.
Yeah.
And also with our audience as well, but personally, you know, what a wonderful gift. And all of those people out there are going to have an opportunity to hear you, see you, and eat at the Bell Buckle Banquet Hall.
And
that's
Greg
this weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, Friday night. Greg can cook. I mean, this food it's some of the best I've ever eaten. You know, I used to like Cracker Barrel a whole lot until I ate Greg's food.
Yeah. And you're like, oh.
It's just, and to mention too, her new record. She's played me some cuts of it, and it's just one of the best things I've heard from her in a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fresh, it's original, and I'm just so proud of what I'm hearing coming out of her. My daughter, 12-year-old, years ago, when my oldest daughter was 12, she's 21 now.
Of course, I was only like 15.
But introduced me to Valerie's music, and what a talent. I was just like, dear Lord, what a talent. And so I'm looking forward to being able to sing with her Friday
And you're
night.
going on the studio. You're going on into the studio with her today, I believe.
Yeah,
Are you
I'm going to do a song with her on her new record.
Grace her project with that golden.
Yeah, I'm very excited. It's going to be excited to see how he works, and to learn from him, and also to have his talent on my album. That's going to be such an honor. You know, he's a multi-Grammy Dove award-winning artist with a Lifetime Achievement Award, and I think that, you know, again, that's that moment that you were talking about that you cherish, and you say, you know, I remember being in the studio with
Russ Taff.
Yeah, and then I learned a lot, and that's one of those moments I can chalk up to saying that was a lot of fun, you know. Looking forward to it. And Friday at the banquet hall, I'll just make sure that that's really clear to your listeners.
Yes.
If that's okay.
That's what we're here
for. Please don't miss this Friday. Call for reservations. Things have been filling up really quick at the banquet hall lately, and reservations are very important, especially if you want certain places where you're hoping to set. You need to call for reservations. Even if someone doesn't immediately pick up the phone, leave your message. Leave your name, your number, and we will get back with you. And also, look, there's an email available. Email us and say, I have such and such, this many reservations. We'll write it down and call you back and say it's done. But you don't want to miss this show this Friday. It's not every day that someone like Russ Taff, you know, offers his talent, you know, to listeners that are local, and it would just be a shame if that passed by and people didn't realize that was going on.
Right there.
Yeah, right there, right in their backyard.
That's at the Bell Buckle Banquet
and he's
Friday
like,
night.
primo talent right there.
What time's the food?
Well, the doors open at 5:30. You can be seated, and then you can start the food around 6. Knowing then they'll probably let you get in there a little early if they can.
Probably so.
And then I'm going to be. He's going to allow me to just open up, some as long as he wants me to open up, and I'm going to try some of my new stuff, some of my old stuff, and a mixture, and then as soon as they get the Valerie hook. And drag me off stage.
And
Russ will end the show up, and they'll love him so much that they'll go. If they didn't like my new stuff, they'll forgive me because they'll say, "Well, she had Russ Taff over." So it'll be really fun. I think that we both are a team on this, and we both plan on making it really fun.
What's the phone number?
The phone number is 931-389-0023.
That's it.
And John, Vince, you and Greg are such good friends. I think we can work out a special deal for you and your wife if you want to come.
You think maybe so?
I think so.
Okay.
Greg owes you, buddy. He owes you.
Look at him.
He at least
He's
owes
out
you a
there
nice,
smiling right now.
He at least owes you a nice warm roll.
Thank you, John.
Thank you so very much for being here with us, and as always, my dear Valerie Smith.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. Folks, don't forget that Bell Buckle Banquet Hall. That's Friday night. Doors open at 5. You can eat at 6, 5:30, excuse me. Eat at 6 and then be entertained until the hook comes out. We'll be right back after these messages.
Let the Smokehouse be your mountain getaway destination in beautiful Monteagle, Tennessee. Enjoy our cabins, restaurant, and old general store. Shop thesmokehouse.com featuring homemade barbecue sauces, jellies, and many other fine Tennessee products. Our live Music on the Mountain series features some of the best local and Nashville talent every Friday and Saturday night, 6:30 p.m. No cover, kids welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please, for the following public service announcement. He's back! The Watkins Man is back, bringing his world-famous Watkins products to 104 East Lauderdale Street in Tullahoma, where Richard and Stephanie Carpenter have opened the area's only Watkins store. Since 1886, Watkins has produced all-natural products, starting with the pain liniment, and now including soaps, oils, creams, scrubs, royal jelly, beeswax, supplements dedicated to natural health and pain management, cover total external and internal body care. And don't forget the world-famous spices, extracts, teas, and cooking ingredients. With too many products to list, know that all Watkins products are 100% natural using the highest quality ingredients obtainable. Always remember with Watkins, when you buy the best, you use less.
To rid yourself of body pain, stiffness, and stress while increasing circulation, visit the Balance Spa in Shelbyville at 731 North Main Street. Or have them visit you at your office for a chair massage. Simon Cow and Maria Keys Gammon give a professional full-body foot or chair massage that makes you feel like new. Call owner Linda Hackle Brown at 931-639-4885 to set your appointment today.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
I'm meteorologist Leland Statham, and you're watching Just Plain Living here on Charter Channel 6.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very excited today to have two young people with me that are just phenomenal. What else can I say? One of them's my son, Jacob Gray, and the other one is his fiancée, Cindy Jolly. And they are known as Rooster and the Red Maiden. Welcome to Rooster and the Red Maiden, to the living show and the audience. How you two doing?
We're doing great.
Doing good. Have good holidays so
Awesome.
far?
Been good.
Well, good. And the reason they're here today, folks, is they are doing a show. They're producing their first show at South Jackson Civic Center. It's going to be on January the 19th at 2:30 in the afternoon. It's called Locally Grown. And that is GROAN. And just give us a little bit about how you two are doing this and why you're doing it and what it's all about.
Well, first of all, the name Locally Grown, your wife, Fran, came up with that. She came up with Locally Grown, and we changed it to Locally GROAN because we have songs about everyday life situations, and we think some of the little things are funny. Right. And I think it'll make the audience groan with laughter, so that's why we came up with that name.
They're going to enjoy it. It's going to be a show that's got a lot of different people in it that together as a unit we make people groan with laughter. Us and hopefully everyone that's there to watch it as well.
Well, this is sort of it's not a normal type show. I call it a musical variety show because it's not just one genre of music. There are a lot of different types of music that's going to be involved. Everything from
Queen.
There you go.
The Eagles.
Queen to
the Plain White Tees.
Eagles, Sinatra.
Ingrid Michaelson.
There's a whole gamut of people that are in this, and that's the combination of those is what makes it come together, and the way the songs are interrelated are what make the show what it is. And you have a pretty good sized orchestra that you've put together for this, about 10 or 12 people.
Yes, we have horns, we have vocalists, we have instrumentalists, keyboard, percussion.
And maybe a guest appearance by a person or two.
Yeah, we have several guest appearances, and I think those will be fun.
I know who one of them is, so I guarantee it'll be fun.
Yes.
We'll give you one clue. She is always funny.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's sort of about a trip through a relationship in a way.
Exactly. Yes, we're going to use songs that tell about the whole evolution of a relationship, all the way from finding that special someone, flirting, dating, falling in love, getting mad,
the good, the bad,
breaking up, everything.
How it all comes to pass, but you end up with a smile on your face at the end of the day.
There you go. You two sort of met one another through being in plays. I know Jacob was in there, went through a time of being in about every play that was going on, and Cindy, of course, is an accomplished musician and violinist and cellist, and it goes on and on and on. She teaches music, and so you were playing in the orchestras, and he was on stage, and y'all kind of hooked up. And
I made brownies. I made brownies, and he liked them, and that's all it took.
That you Fitz, wear it. It all was good after that.
She likes to cook, he likes to eat.
Obviously, we both like to eat.
Well, all of us do. I'll tell you what, Cindy gave us a box full of confections for Christmas, Fran and me, excuse me, and we finished it last night.
Oh my goodness!
It's all
this
gone.
Big old box.
Big old box. It's that stuff that you just cannot put it down. One piece of fudge equals 4 pieces of fudge. I'll guarantee you that. One cookie equals 3. But enough about that. About the show, we just want everybody to come and participate in this and help 2 young entertainers who again are producing their first show to come and enjoy this. It's on a Sunday afternoon in the wintertime. What else you going to do? What we've done here is you did music on the dock at First Christian Church during the summer.
Correct.
And did a lot of songs, and then Jacob has done some work out at Motlow. What I've done here is I've pulled a couple of parts of that, clips of that, and we're going to play those things right now, and then after that we'll be back to talk just a little bit more.
I never thought my heart could be so yearning. Why did I decide to roam? Gonna take a sentimental journey, sentimental journey home, sentimental journey home, sentimental journey home.
I'm crazy for trying, I'm crazy for crying, and I'm crazy for loving
It's very clear our love is here to stay. Not for a year, but ever and a day. The radio and the telephone and the movies that we know may just be passing fancies, and in time may go. But oh my dear, our love is here to stay. Together we're gonna go a long, long way. In time the Rockies may crumble, Gibraltar may tumble, they're only made of clay. But our love's here to stay. That's why, darling, it's incredible that someone so unforgettable thinks that I am unforgettable too. Take these lips, I want to lose them.
Get a load of these arms, I want to use them.
Your goodbyes left me with eyes that cry. How can I ever make it without you?
You took the part that once was my heart, so why not take all of me? Why not
Take hold of me.
Oh, yeah. That gives you just a little bit of an idea.
Small taste.
Of what you might see if you come to see Rooster and the Red Maiden and their performance of Locally Grown. And again, that's going to be at South Jackson Civic Center.
On Sunday, January the 19th at 2:30.
At 2:30, so write that down on your calendar. For tickets, you can call South Jackson Civic Center at 455-5321, or you can go online to www.southjackson.org and order tickets online. So again, one more time, Cindy Jolly, Jacob Gray,
Rooster,
Red Maiden.
Locally Grown. Expect to see you there. Oh, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the paint. Uh-oh. I just knocked a tree over. This is the paint doctor. I got the color wheel. Now, you know what a color wheel is? It is the wheel at the paint works where you pick all your colors to paint your room. It could be a multicolored beard. It could be a underarm fan. You never can tell. One thing we do know is that it's time to paint. You know, you can make your wife very happy if you go to your house and paint some rooms, or you paint the outside of the house, the inside of the house. It makes them feel very good because you work hard for them and they like that. All women like to see their man sweat, you know? They do. Honeydew is what they do. And you get to do it too. So you go to the Paint Works at 1960 North Washington Street and you see David Heikkinen over there, and he's the real paint doctor. He fix you up with color. It's so nice when the color is right. Go to Paintworks today. Martin Senior. See? Martin Senior. Right there. Martin Senior at the Paintworks. Bye, and we see you next time. I'm burning up.
Today's Charter tip, set up your parental controls. Children don't always know what they should and shouldn't watch, but parents do, and Charter can help. Charter's parental controls are easy to set up. All you need is a 4-digit PIN. Then you can lock specific titles, channels, and show ratings. Even hide program titles and block paid programming purchases. Family protection in just 4 digits. Another way Charter gives you more. Visit charter.net/tips to get started.
Welcome back. Excuse me. We're talking about coughing up here and lost my voice. Welcome back. And we're pleased to have joining us on the set right now, Diane from the Tullahoma Chamber of Commerce. But I was thinking, you know, nobody even told me what this segment was about before I came up here. And so I was going to be nervous and scared, but then I remembered Diane's here.
Oh, thanks.
And when Diane is on the set with you, you really don't need to know anything if you're the host of this show. So
Dick, it's all yours, right, Diane?
Yeah, tell us what you're doing here today, Diane.
Well, I'm here for 2 reasons. Number one, I want to introduce Jamie McNabb of the Stan McNabb Automotive Group, who is going to be, or is, our 2014 president of the Tullahoma Area Chamber of Commerce. We are obviously getting rolling the year out, and at the same time, we are celebrating the end of 2013 and that year as well.
Right.
So I have Jamie McNabb with me, and then I also have Russ Spray with Harton Regional Medical Center and Michelle Martin of American City Bank, and they are here representing the sponsorship that they do for our annual celebration,
go ahead.
Which is coming up on January the 18th.
And Michelle and Jamie, you had to give directions to because this is their first time at the studio.
It is.
The rest of Jamie's family has been here. Trent and Trey, Stan, and the dog. What's the dog's name? Boone. Yeah. Okay. And Boone has been here a number of times, right?
Exactly.
Right.
I love it.
So, annual membership banquet's a huge deal for the chamber.
It is a huge deal, and a lot of things happen that night. Of course, it starts at 5:30 with the social, and then 6:30 with the program and the dinner, and then we have our silent and our live auction. It is a huge fundraiser for us, but it is also a huge celebration of everything that we've done from the year before. So. It is a night of transition as we transition from one board to another board, and as we celebrate the different businesses in our community and the things that we've done. We recognize the Citizen of the Year, we recognize the Business of the Year, we recognize the CEO Partner of the Year, the Ambassador of the Year. We have the Extra Miler of the Year award, and we also have the Rising Star award.
Okay.
So we have a lot of things that we celebrate, and we do that night.
Jamie mentioned that she'd been involved with the chamber for in excess of 30 years, I think.
That's right. We came to Tullahoma in 1980, and the chamber is such an important aspect for all businesses to belong to in Tullahoma, and we're just glad to be part of it.
And Russ and Michelle, whenever there's a big deal here in Tullahoma and along with Stan McNabb Automotive Group, you seem to always find you guys stepping up to help fund that.
I think so, and certainly the sponsorship, that's really the easy part of any event, such as the celebration with the Chamber, and there's a lot of hard work that goes on preparing for the event, and Diane and staff and the committees that make that come together. Hats off to them, because it is indeed a great evening. It is a celebration. The room's packed, and just a lot of excitement and just good fellowship for the evening. But as far as the sponsorship goes, for our hospital, it's really a part of being a good corporate citizen, being a part of our community. And there's what better way than through the Chamber that represents an investment in the community, the growth of the community, and so many things that are good about Tullahoma. So it's really easy for us to be a part of this celebration. So.
I said I was just going to concur whatever he said.
You know, I was thinking he did a great job with that.
He did.
Yes.
It's our way of just giving back to the Chamber, and they work so hard for our community. And it's just a way for us to give back and just say thank you. And as Russ said, it's easy to do the sponsorship. They do the work. So we appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Jamie's going to have to do some work this year, though, I guess, since she's going to be the president. There's going to be.
That is true. I am the incoming president, and I'm looking forward to it, just being a part of it. And we're so blessed to have Harton and American City Bank, who are such wonderful sponsors for our Chamber, along with many other businesses in town. So we're looking forward to our celebration.
Do you see, Jamie, challenges this year or things that you'd like to accomplish?
Well, I think that every year there's challenges. I think every year you don't look at what you are, but what you can be. And I think we're so blessed to have Diane as our executive director, because she does such a beautiful job keeping everything running, keeping us on our P's and Q's as to where we're supposed to be, and she takes care of us. She does a great job.
You know, I don't know if you guys realize it or not, but Diane has been on our show a number of times. She's co-hosted this show, actually, a number of times. And here at Charter Channel 6, we refer to Diane as the Chamber Chick. that's what they call her over here.
You can always tell when somebody has seen the show that week, it's because I'll start hearing this Chamber Chick. So, okay, they saw the show this week. So, anyway. Well, the celebration is such a big event, and everybody, we have it here at the Legends Ballroom, and it's the room is packed, and everybody is in a very festive. We like to use stars as a part of our decorations, so that go with our Rising Star theme. And the other part that comes through is we have a lot of our businesses that do reserve corporate tables, and they bring their employees and they bring their staff to come and celebrate this, the business community and the business climate in Tullahoma. So that's a very important part of what goes on with the evening. The tickets are $60 a piece. You can reserve a corporate table for an additional $100, and there's 8 seats at each of the tables. We basically have the silent auction. Judy Norris has been chairing the auction committee, and the ambassadors have been helping her, and they are scurrying about, really gathering up some really great prizes for the silent and the live auction. So we'll see some surprises from Jack Daniel and George Dickel. We have several artists that are contributing some custom-made items for the event. So there's just a lot of really great things going on.
I don't know if we mention when it is, the date?
It is Saturday, the 18th of January. Like I said, it's going to be at the Legends Ballroom here at the Business Development Center. You can get your tickets by calling the Chamber. We do not sell tickets at the door, so you do need to make your reservations in advance, and just call the Chamber at 455-5497.
And what is the deadline to actually get tickets or reserve tables?
Oh, you know what? I'd say the Wednesday before.
Okay.
So that date does not jump right in my mind, but I know from a catering standpoint, that's when we'll need to have our final number.
It seems to me that this is an event that always sells out, though. It's one of the most popular events that occur in Tullahoma every year. And
it's just a very exciting night. A very exciting night.
Citizen of the Year I think you mentioned. Is that something that members get to vote on?
Well, we are accepting nominations for Citizen of the Year, and we have a form that people can use, or either they can just submit the name and just a paragraph or two on why they think that individual should be chosen as the Citizen of the Year, and then the executive board is who will be sitting down and making those decisions. So, but we do need those. We do need those nominations by this Friday. So we need those by the 10th, I believe, is this Friday. So we do need those by the 10th.
All right. So call the chamber office. That's your number on the screen. I see.
Very good. Yes.
Okay. All right. Jamie, it's nice to see you guys.
Thank you.
I appreciate once again seeing Russ and Michelle, and glad you guys stepped up to sponsor again this year. We really appreciate that. So this is a great event, folks. So if you want to be a part of that, call Diane or anybody at the chamber office, and they'll get you tickets. Tell Boone I said hello.
I will tell him.
Okay.
He'll be glad. He really should have come with me this morning.
He should have come with you. That's right. All right, folks. We'll be right back in just a moment with more living following these announcements.
All I have to do to think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do,
Everyday miracles at Life Care Centers of America.
Have you heard that little voice that beckons you to come home to Tennessee? Well, here's your chance. Here's a property offered by its owner. It's 20 miles from the National Walking Horse Celebration grounds in Shelbyville, Tennessee, and only 10 minutes away from the Jack Daniel Distillery in Lynchburg. It's located at 769 Shipman Creek Road. This property has over a 5,300 square foot home on 45 acres, and a sprawling 200 acres is also available. Let's take a look at the house. Built in 1998, this home has 4 bedrooms and 3.5 baths. This home offers wide open views, featuring the main floor with over 2,700 square feet of living room, an eat-in kitchen, a formal dining area, and a massive 20 by 19 master bedroom with a master bath and fireplace included. There is craftsmanship at every turn, solid cherry cabinets, built-in cherry shelves, and other solid cherry appointments. It's a 2-story home with 3 nicely sized bedrooms upstairs. Down a spiral staircase, the basement hosts a 40 by 40 den with a handcrafted bar. We're leaving the jukebox here, folks. The basement is a recreation room on steroids. There are too many closets to count and more than you'll ever need. There are so many places in this home to find peace that you'll seldom want to leave it. But when you do, you'll discover up to 200 acres of paved roads with city water. The property is quilted with streams, woods, ponds, and open pasture. The view from the porch alone is enough to say you're home. The property includes a 3-bay heavy construction shop and plenty of room to build stables and graze livestock. If Tennessee's been calling you home, start your journey by calling this number. A property like this comes on the market but once in a lifetime. We think you'll love it. We think you'll stay. This is a very real estate.
I'm meteorologist Leland Statham from the News Channel 5 Weather Center. Look to Jim Fuller and crew for local news night here on Channel 6.
Welcome back. As Performing Arts Chairman at South Jackson Civic Center, I have this great opportunity to interview and review some wondrous talent. I'm bringing back Thelonious Spear Monk Jr. to South Jackson Civic Center on the 18th. That's not very far away, so you need to get your tickets. He's one of the greatest jazz artists I've ever heard, and we're going to show a little bit of his work today. I would like to mention that the show starts at 7:30 on the 18th, and there will be a nice reception at about 6:45, I believe, or 6:30. Be sure and be there. And call for tickets, 455-5321, or go on southjackson.org, and you can order tickets online. So here he is, T.S. Monk.
Thank you. I really don't know where to begin other than to tell you that I'm T.S. Monk, and that stands for Thelonious Sphere Monk. And for those of you who don't know, I'm actually the third, and my father, the guy that so many of you are familiar with, was actually the second. And
these San Francisco fans packed this house to bond with a legendary genius of jazz. Most of them never met Thelonious Monk, but they love his music, and they're getting a chance to better understand his work through his son.
Thelonious, I think, and from what I've talked to musicians around him, was really a sound guy. And he always told me that the most important feature of a musical composition was the melody, haunting melody. So I know that he wrote basically from the melody down.
One night we decided to go to Five Spot. There was this man with a beard on the piano. It was just, you couldn't even get close to it. And he's doing his thing and runs, missing a lot of notes. And after a while, I told my wife, geez, this guy, he doesn't play the piano so good. You know, let's get out of here. Today, I have every record he made. I can't get enough. I can't get enough, Monk.
As a child, T.S. watched his father play piano with friends at home, but he didn't discover the depth of his dad's talent until years later.
I didn't know who he was until I was 19 years old. And I put this record on over and over again, and each time the magnitude of my father's artistry, right, was expanding geometrically. All of a sudden, there were two people in the house. There was three of us now. There was me, there was Daddy, and there was Thelonious Monk. You dig? And I can't tell you.
Thelonious Monk is synonymous with jazz. He's known as one of the creators of bebop.
And Thelonious was there. He was a contributor, a fundamental contributor to bebop, along with Dizzy and along with Bird. But Thelonious was the architect of modern jazz.
In what would have been Monk's 80th year, numerous events like Monk's World, a traveling photo exhibit, are honoring this jazz giant. His son, T.S., who plays drums, also created a special birthday tribute to his dad. A concert tour performing the music of Thelonious Monk, making its American debut at the Stern Grove Music Festival in San Francisco.
I want the world to hear this music this way because Thelonious didn't get the opportunity to really state his case in many ways while he was here. But I can state his case, so I'm going to state his case.
It must be heartening for him to look down on you and see that you're carrying on the spirit in the same way that he has.
From the moment people came in, there was just this vibe like we've come to play Thelonious. We've come to play the hell out of Thelonious' music. We've come to do the right thing, and no one had any ego. And I said to myself, I said, it's you, Dad, it's you doing again the same thing you used to do when we used to go to Newport Jazz Festival. He seems to have the same effect today. That's a profound tribute, you know, to his music.
And Monk's music lives again on this all-star CD produced by his son, T.S.
He's been gone for a few years now, and it's getting bigger and bigger. How do you account for that?
One day, I realized that Thelonious was 20, 30 years ahead of his time. If this is the truth, and today it seems like it was the truth, well then, it would take the world 20 or 30 years to catch up.
What this disc does via this enhanced portion is allow the user, the listener, to go online.
the tribute CD also connects jazz fans to the internet, where a whole new generation is being introduced to Thelonious Monk.
He'd stop for anyone and sign an autograph and take 3 minutes to do it because it was very special for him, and that was important to him.
New technology also lets T.S. talk about his dad on the radio and reach a worldwide audience in cyberspace at the same time.
It's N2K encoded music, and it's just out today. Again, we're streaming live on the internet. www.jazzcentralstation.com.
Those of you who don't know, Thelonious really studied all the traditional piano players. I can assure you there were piles of Chopin and Mozart and Handel and Haydn and all of that music. He played that music.
Although born in North Carolina, Monk grew up in New York City and attended Stuyvesant High School for 2 years before dropping out to pursue his musical career.
This is it's really outrageous, man. It's terrific. Well, you know, he would, someone asked me, they said, well, what would Thelonious do if he saw this? I said, he would have that funny half grin that he would give, and it would probably be because he wouldn't understand really what the fuss was. Yeah, right. Was if you can get your butt to New York, you better get your butt to 243 West 63rd Street and talk to Monk, because Monk has it all together and Monk is accessible. His phone number was in the telephone book on the day he was on the cover of Time magazine. You know, the tragedy is that Thelonious didn't play in America enough. It's remarkable but ironic that he played all over the world in a lot of places, all the places that jazz went, a lot of places that jazz didn't go, but he never really played in America.
Monk may not have played much in his native land, but thanks to the devoted efforts of T.S., his music plays on, now and forever etched in America's jazz history and the memories of his son.
I'm eternally grateful to my daddy, for making sure that this guy, Thelonious Monk, right, gave the same musical gift to his son that he gave to all the other guys. They didn't give him a special treatment, just that same treatment. Because that same treatment was some real special stuff.
Let the Smokehouse be your mountain getaway destination in beautiful Monteagle, Tennessee. Enjoy our cabins, restaurant, and old general store. Shop thesmokehouse.com, featuring homemade barbecue sauces, jellies, and many other fine Tennessee products. Our live Music on the Mountain series features some of the best local and Nashville talent every Friday and Saturday night, 6:30 p.m. No cover, kids welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please, for the following public service announcement. He's back! The Watkins Man is back, bringing his world-famous Watkins products to 104 East Lauderdale Street in Tullahoma, where Richard and Stephanie Carpenter have opened the area's only Watkins store. Since 1886, Watkins has produced all-natural products, starting with the pain liniment and now including soaps, oils, creams, scrubs, royal jelly, beeswax, supplements dedicated to natural health and pain management, cover total external and internal body care. And don't forget the world-famous spices, extracts, teas, and cooking ingredients. With too many products to list, know that all Watkins products are 100% natural, using the highest quality ingredients obtainable. Always remember, with Watkins, when you buy the best, you use less.
To rid yourself of body pain, stiffness, and stress while increasing circulation, visit the Balance Spa in Shelbyville at 731 North Main Street. Or have them visit you at your office for a chair massage. Simon Cowell and Maria Keys Gammon give a professional full-body foot or chair massage that makes you feel like new. Call owner Linda Hackle Brown at 931-639-4885 to set your appointment today.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
I'm meteorologist Leland Statham, and you're watching Just Plain Living here on Charter Channel 6.
Welcome back. I have the greatest opportunities all the time to meet wonderful people. Well, these people aren't people I just met. I have Sheila Lawson Robertson and her husband Hubert on the stage today, and they are both writers along with musicians and many other creative things. I am so excited about your book, Sheila.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about, I wanted you actually to read an excerpt. Do you mind?
No, not at all.
And her books are all about cats, right?
Right.
2 special cats that she owns.
Yes.
What are their names?
This is Fuzz and this is Spats.
I love the artwork.
Yes, the artwork's great.
Fuzz and Spats. I mean, wouldn't that just touch your heart just looking at them? Okay.
And it can't. The artwork is good, but it's
Is
not
that your
my first
book, by the way?
Because if it'd been my artwork, it would be Stick Cats. So this is a very talented artist. No, this is not my first book. This is the first book in the children's series that I've just written.
Book in the children's
But I do have
series.
another one that was published about 4 years ago.
And so you want to read just a little bit?
Sure.
So we'll get an idea of the reading. I'm always interested in how a person gets involved in writing.
The first illustration when if they want. There we go. You see the first illustration. That's actually our home.
Okay, so there the cats are, just outside your home.
And that is our home.
Playing in the grass?
And this is Fairhaven Forest, and we live in Fairhaven Forest. Yes, they are playing.
We don't have much grass, though.
We don't have much grass. We have a lot of woods. It was a beautiful day in Fairhaven Forest. The big white house nestled deep in the woods was surrounded by chirping birds, chattering squirrels, blooming wildflowers, and 2 ferocious twin kittens. These kittens ruled Fairhaven, and they knew it. They were only 6 months old, but they were very wise, or so they thought. Their human pets had taken great care of the little twins, 2 beautiful little girl kittens, Fuzz, the tomboy, and Spats, the prissy one. When their pets left in the morning to go to work, they had the whole place to themselves. That's when they ruled. They romped and tumbled, ran and climbed, and ate and slept.
Oh my goodness! And so that begins the adventures,
yes.
right?
And we are their pets.
And exactly. Yeah. And anybody that has a cat knows the cat's in charge.
Yeah, the cat owns you.
Don't even think you own a cat.
They own you.
They own you. How many books have you written?
Well, the first one that was published 4 years ago. Officially published. I have a little booklet that I've written on my own, but this series, I already have 9 written, but this is the first in the series that's been printed so far.
I see. So once you finish this one, then they'll be printed one at a time so that a new one comes out, and that people will be excited about what the adventure is next.
Yes,
I know that's going to happen.
They're talking about starting the second one the first part of this year.
I got extremely excited when I heard that your producer, or whatever you call him, he's an agent, publisher, has picked this idea up, your book, to go to Los Angeles.
Yes.
Tell me about that. I mean, that's the most exciting thing.
I can't still when I talk about this. They have a company in Los Angeles that they use regularly, that this company pitches ideas to investors and producers to see if there's any interest in a movie or a TV series. And so Fairhaven Forest, my babies, Fuzz and Spats, they're going to Los Angeles this spring.
Awesome.
Yeah, the round of children's project pitching ideas, whatever they call it, starts in the spring, and they're going to be considered.
Well, are you going to be able to live till spring?
Probably. I have a hard time breathing some days. So.
That is so exciting, and I can certainly see why, because they're the cutest things I've ever seen. And also, you have done a game.
Yes, I have a board game.
The board game is a bit about the cats, is that correct?
Yes, it's part of their adventure in the first book.
And do you roll dice? Or
no, you have a spinner, old-fashioned spinner.
Oh, you have a spinner, and it's a real spinner.
A real one.
You actually spin it yourself. I don't know, you probably can't see this, but if you played board games, it is wonderful to have a game that goes along with a book.
Right.
And Hubert, I'm sorry, I've just sit here and ignored you for so long.
That's right.
Why are you here, Hubert? You write
who
books.
are you anyway?
Yeah. You write books too.
I do.
I think that's neat that the two of you do this. It's sort of the same thing. And what are your books about?
My book is a religious book. It's called Into His Presence. It's about the Lord's Prayer. and the Old Testament tabernacle, and kind of fitting those two concepts together.
So is your book distributed worldwide?
It is. It's on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and it's really fun. I get on the internet every once in a while, and I will just Google myself and see all the different places I'm in, and like India and France and Italy and
wonderful.
all that. It's cool.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
It's extremely exciting, and I thought it was interesting that you sent your book to the same publisher that Sheila had sent hers, and they had no idea that you were connected, and they picked up your book. And you were in shock, I'll bet.
I was, because I sent it in. I had spent almost a year looking for an agent, because most publishers won't take an unsolicited manuscript if you don't have an agent. And so one day she said, you know, this publisher I've got, they don't just take children's product. Why don't you send your manuscript? In 2 weeks I had a contract. I was just flabbergasted.
Well, that tells me that you've got something to sell, and that is beautiful. Sheila, how long have you been writing?
Well, I've been writing stories since I was a teenager, but I haven't done a whole lot with them until recently. My first book was released January of 2010, and it's a biblical perspective to Alzheimer's.
And that's a good book. I have that at my house. My mother died of Alzheimer's, and I found myself in the book and my mother. And anybody that hasn't read it, that has even small symptoms, would enjoy reading this.
Well, I wanted to offer people some hope and, you know, healing and some scripture, because mostly what's out there is, this is what happened to me, and there's nothing to help you through it other than I've gone through the same thing, and I haven't gone through the same thing. I just found a lot of answers, I think, in scripture.
Well, it's a journey that many people go through, and it's so important to have some concept about how to treat the person and what to look for. Okay, down the road, are you writing on a book right now? I'll bet you have one going all the time.
Well,
at least in your head.
In my head. In my head I do. I've got the one that's not nonfiction, and then I've got the children's book, but I'd like to try my hand at fiction, you know,
Sheila,
adult
they have
fiction.
given me a big X telling me that I've got to wrap this up. You guys have got to come back. Hubert, thanks for coming.
Tell them how we're to get our product?
Oh, how to get the product, real quick.
Yes, you can, Hastings has our books, and then also you can call us if you're local, 931-581-4980. We have websites, but they're not up and running yet from the publishing company.
Thanks for listening. We'll be back with another chapter with Sheila and Hubert before you know it.
Great. Thanks.
When you see the sign, The Main Event, take a close look inside at a hair studio that offers services by some of the best master stylists in Middle Tennessee. These stylists offer a list of services that compete with large city salons, from trendy cuts for men, women, and children to the latest color techniques, including highlights and bold color accents. Other services offered include permanent hair weaving and relaxing to formal hairstyle for that special occasion. You can also give yourself a very special treat with a full makeover, including full body waxing. For your convenience, we are open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until the last client leaves happy. Call and make your appointment at 931-571-8682 or stop by our Tullahoma location at 207 North Jackson Street. Pamper yourself at The Main Event today.
All right, no long goodbyes.
No long goodbyes. We just say goodbye and thank you for watching.
Stay warm. Next week, Monk and locally grown, South Jackson Civic Center.
If you were falling, I would catch you.
You need a light. I'd find a match.
'Cause I love the way you say good morning.
And you take me the way I am.
If you were chilly, here, take my sweater.